Good morning to all of you. Legal aspects, the law. Whether you talk of WikiCulture or you talk of blogging or you talk of internet, whatsoever you do on the internet, you always have at the back of the mind that what I'm doing, is it legal? And over the last 3 days, I have been hearing out copyright issues, issues which trouble you while you do anything in the internet. Is it legal? Is it illegal? Is somebody watching me? What I feel that you do know yourself that something is going wrong somewhere, that's why you're bothered, that's why you're worried. If you were doing something totally original, which you have not picked up from anywhere, you got not to be worried at all. The worry steps in only when there is something which you feel that you are taking out from somebody else's work. You're doing something which you're not comfortable with. That's what I'm going to talk here. And you are free to ask questions, and there have been few things which have been said by other speakers. I'll correct those mistakes. That's my duty because I'm an advocate. I do need to contribute my bit to this whole movement. That's right. So I have that privilege of being an IITian, and then I went to law, and then I did a law, and then I am a practicing advocate. Now, how do I see the Wikipedia? In fact, it's a great learning for me as well. What I see that Wikipedia is doing excellent thing, which probably is impossible for an ordinary person to even imagine. It's uniting the entire world, making them feel that they're all members of the same family. It is bridging the gap between the haves and have-nots, the access to the knowledge which is to be restricted by the people who have resources, who have money, who can buy Britannica Encyclopedia and whatnot. But today, somebody just by getting hold of a computer, and then we have Minister Kapil Sibal a couple of months ago announced a tablet worth $3,000. Is it $3,000? And then with $3,000, you can get hold of a tablet and you have Wikipedia. So you need not buy costly encyclopedias, costly softwares, a whole lot of knowledge with the help of Wikipedia if it is made available through this tablet archives. What I see, the new generation particularly, they're not bothered about countries, they're not bothered about much of the issues which the world has been talking of. It's collapsing the physical boundaries. Today you have content, knowledge, friends from across the world, even you don't know who is from where. So the physical boundaries have almost been collapsed because of this Wikipedia culture. WikiCulture is an excellent movement in uniting and putting at rest the fights, the problems, the world over which everybody is facing. I have said a beginning to a passport and visa-less world. So you can, at least virtually, you are traveling to any country and every culture and every tribe and every group of people are able to meet, exchange ideas, exchange recipes, exchange dress codes, exchange anything without having a visa to that particular country. Rare knowledge can easily be preserved. Knowledges which are available in remote areas, they can easily be put on the Wikipedia and it can be made available to the entire world. So anybody's knowledge today, because of Wikipedia sort of movement, can reach to everybody. Anybody's knowledge to everybody. That's too big a thing. And the building trust among, I have been watching people around here, the beautiful community, trust that somebody has edited. There is a trust factor which is being, people are questioning that, hey, if somebody does a wrong editing or somebody puts a wrong information. At the end of the day, you do build up trust that what somebody is doing, you believe in him or her, that what he or she has done is believable. And this trust factor is going to go a long way. Then I come to law. What do you mean by it? How do you take law? Anybody from you? What do you mean by law? It's scary? It's terrifying? What do you mean by law? Set of rules. True.
Between right and wrong.
Between right and wrong. Very good. Anybody else? You're not supposed to? Cross. Guidelines. True.
Conventions formalized by society or government.
He's close, but everybody's answer do have some intent, some content of what a definition would look like. See, when I went to the law school, the first definition I was told, the law is a set of rules set up by superiors to rule over inferiors. That's what I was told, the first definition. Then later on, when I studied across the all the years, then I found out that in general, law is a rule of being or of conduct established by an authority, able to enforce its will, a controlling regulation, the mode or order according to which an agent or a power acts. It could also be said an organic rule as a constitution or charter establishing and defining the conditions of the existence of a state or other organized community. At the end of the day, you have somebody, as you said, society. Now, in today's time, in a democracy, we have representatives of society. We have elected member of parliaments. They go there in the parliament. Now, don't ask me what the quality of the discussion which they do in the parliament these days. But then these are the weak points of democracy. You have elected somebody. Somebody was sharing with me yesterday that who goes to vote? 2% of the population might have contributed in his election to the parliament. That's true, but what to do about it? Either we have to change the system. If we just keep criticizing, there is no end to it. But that's a system which is said, parliament is the society representative to make the laws, to make the rules and regulations for the betterment of society. I'll come to the point that what laws are correct and what laws are not correct. Few interesting observations on law of known people. Einstein says nothing is more destructive of respect for the government and the law of the land than passing laws which cannot be enforced. Don't you agree with this? And I have been seeing the inclination of majority of the people had to believe in it. That, hey, why do you have so many laws and why are you forcing me to conform my behavior to so many laws which I don't like? For example, smoking in public is banned. How many of us, right outside the Supreme Court, will find cigarettes being sold? Can't they see it? Well, what is happening in that? There is a guilty consciousness which is being developed in all of us that we are violating some law. A guilty conscious person is very easy to be ruled over. And that's the trick. That's a long discussion. I'll not go to that. Churchill said, you have 10,000 regulations, you destroy all respect for the law. Mark Twain, which all of us have been talking about, copyright is nobody's business. He says, only one thing is impossible for God, to find any sense in any copyright law on the planet. Gandhi, he says, an unjust law is itself a species of violence. Arrest for its breach is more so. And then the last, which I think the first gentleman who spoke today, he was talking about the majority. In the matters of conscience, the law of majority has no place. You know what is right, irrespective of thousands and billions of people say this is correct. That's none of their business. You do know at the core of your heart that what's right and what's wrong. So you are the last deciding factor, but that has to be practiced with caution. When you say, what do you mean by law abiding? I'm a law abiding citizen. It basically means, see, there are problems of democracy, and that's these problems I'm trying to bring out here. To be in conformity with the law, which could be local, municipal, national, international, state, central. These laws have been designed in a way that a rule of law remains in place to control, regulate the behavior, vis-a-vis everybody gets equal chance to progress. But there are problem areas in that. And what to be brought in conformity? It could be anything. Thoughts, words, what you say, what you not say, behavior, action. What you say, you're not free to say whatever you say. Freedom of expression does have restriction. The Constitution have restricted your freedom of expression to the extent it does not violate somebody else's right. So you want to say it, but by you saying so, somebody else's right is getting attacked. Somebody else's right, somebody else's reputation is getting attacked. So you have to be liable for the consequences if you say something which is not approved by the law. Now, I'm just trying, yesterday I made the slides. Before you do a thing, and it could be, you can apply this as to any area, not only to internet. Before you do a thing, you should run your action through a checklist. That, is it approved? These checklist approvals will help you from getting into any problematic situation where you face police, you face court, you face violations, you face legal notices. So that's what I'm going to do here. And so is the case with Wikipedia. Whosoever does whatsoever with Wikipedia must run his or her actions through a checklist to be law-abiding. Wikipedia and law. There would hardly be a meaningful country, tribe, group of people which would have nothing to do with Wikipedia. In some other way, you're connected. Either you are editing, you are subscribing to it, you are browsing it, you are contributing, or your information is there. So in some or the other way, you're connected to it. And with such a large following comes the responsibility of being responsible and law-abiding. If you're too big, you're being watched. If you're too small, nobody cares. You keep saying whatever. If you go out and state anything wrong against any politician, nobody cares. But if Subramaniam Swamy says a word against Sonia Gandhi, it's taken seriously. All right? So who you are, that decides whether your words be inviting defamation or not. So if Wikipedia says a thing, it's too big a thing. Like Anna was mentioning yesterday time and again, don't quote me on Wikipedia. Don't quote me on Wikipedia, because something he said and he didn't want it to be known to the world. So if somebody of his stature is saying so, it means there is something about Wikipedia having some information. US courts' judgments refer to Wikipedia more often than Indian courts' judgments. But in both cases, Wikipedia has yet to attain the status of reliable and primary source of info. It is not yet reliable. And the reasons behind it not being reliable, there was a gentleman yesterday who was talking about secondary source of information in Wikipedia. He did talk of it, because from where this information is coming, the court doesn't know. Who is the author? Who has said it? Who will be, is the author credible enough? Is he a subject expert? A lot of things, because the court because it's deciding somebody else's right. Now, if court believes in information Wikipedia which doesn't yet have a reliable source, there would be a problem. So it is yet to attain that status. Wikipedia in Indian courts. First uses of Wikipedia in Indian court was by none less than present Chief Justice of India. And he's from Mumbai only, Justice Kapadia. Back in 2006, he used it. He was using the understanding of the word memory, and he used in 2006. So you have judges, you have people who are relying upon it. There have been 41 instances by various high courts and Supreme Court, including 10 of Supreme Court, 11 of Delhi High Court, and twice by Bombay High Court. So they have used, and they are using Wikipedia. Lately it was used by Supreme Court on March 3rd, 2011, wherein the court refused to entertain the description, the meaning given by Wikipedia of the word used there. It was a dispute of a surname called Inado, something like that. So it was a trademark issue, that Inado has a different meaning in Tamil, which is today, or which is as of today, or something like that. So these meanings were not accepted by the Supreme Court, given by Wikipedia.
What were some of the instances?
Like common law marriage. Honorable Justice Mr. Kadju, he has been sort of too fond of Wikipedia. In majority of his judgments, he has used references from Wikipedia. Like in one of the live-in relationship case, he used definition of common law marriage given by Wikipedia. So there are three criteria that what are the constituents of a common law marriage, and a woman living with a man for last 9 years. He said that this qualifies to be a marriage. So this definition was picked up from Wikipedia. I have given a chart. 3, 6, 8 high courts have used Wikipedia more often. Gujarat has used twice, Himachal Pradesh 4 times, Karnataka and Kerala have used 5 times, Delhi has been higher, 10 times, Supreme Court 11 times. This law, what is it out to protect? It has to protect something. Why is